What's up, guys? So my sister, she's an English major, and she's got a degree at a UNT, but she found these anthologies of these sci-fi books, right? They go all the way back to, I think she has all the way back to 1973 or 72. This is the latest one, 89. That was the year I was born, right? So I picked it up, and this might turn into an audiobook, but you're not even gonna believe this. The very first, the very first short story in the 1989 annual World's Best Sci-Fi Science Fiction, edited by Donald A. Wollheim. The very first. You can't make this shit up, bro. The very first one is called The Giving Plague. The Giving Plague. I just gotta read this to you. You think you're going to get me, don't you? Well, you've got another thing coming. Because I'm ready for you. That's why there's a forged card in my wallet saying my blood group is AB negative and a medical alert tag warning that I'm allergic to penicillin, aspirin, and phenolphthalein. Another Another one states that I'm practicing devout Christian scientists. All these tricks ought to slow you down when the time comes, as it's sure to sometime soon. Even if it makes the difference between living and dying, there's just no way I'll let anyone stick a transfusion needle into my arm. Never. Not with the blood supply in the state it's in. And anyway, I've got antibodies. So you just stay the hell away from me. Alas, I won't be your patsy. I won't be your vector. I know your weakness, you see. You're a fragile, if subtle devil, unlike Tarp. You can't bear exposure to air or heat or cold or acid or alkali, blood to blood. That's your only route. And what need have you of any other? You thought you'd evolved the perfect technique, didn't you? What was it that Leslie Edison called you? The perfect master? The paragon of the universe? I remember long ago when the HIV and AIDS virus had everyone so impressed with its subtlety and effectiveness of design. But compared with you, HIV is just a crude butcher, isn't it? A maniac with a chainsaw. A blunderer that kills its hosts and relies for transmission on habits humans can, with some effort, get under control. Oh, old HIV had its tricks, but compared with you, another amateur. Rhinoviruses and flu are clever too. This is 30 years ago, guys. This was written in 1988. They, they proliferate and they mutate rapidly. Long ago, they learned how to make their hosts drip and wheeze and sneeze, so the victims spread the misery in all directions. Flu viruses are a lot smarter than AIDS, because they don't generally kill their hosts, just make them miserable while they hack and spray and inflict fresh infections on their neighbors. O. Les Edison was always accusing me of anthropomorphizing our subjects. Whenever he came into my part of the lab and found me cursing some damned intransigent leucophage in rich Tex-Mex incentive. I live in Texas. It's funny. I'm reading this off the whim. He'd react predictably. I could just picture him now, raising one eyebrow, commenting dryly in his Winchester accent. The virus cannot hear you, Forey. It isn't sentient, nor even alive, strictly speaking. It's little more than a packet of genes in a protein case, after all. Yeah, Leslie, I'd answer, but selfish genes. Given half a chance, they'll take over a human cell, force it to make armies of new viruses, then burst it apart as they escape to attack other cells. They may not think. All that behavior may have evolved by blind chance. But it doesn't at all feel as if it was planned, as if the nasty little things were guided somehow by somebody out to make us miserable? Out to make us die? Oh, come now, Forey. He would smile at my new world's ingeniousness. You wouldn't be in this field if you didn't find phages beautiful in their own way. Good old smug, sanctimonious Les. He never did figure out that viruses fascinated me for quite another reason. In their rapacious insatiability, I saw a simple, distilled purity of ambition that exceeded even my own. The fact that it was mindless did little to ease my mind. I've always imagined we humans overrated brains, anyway. All right, might have to do sections because I haven't read this yet. But wow, come on, 30 years ago, very first, the Giving Plague. I'm gonna upload the rest if you want to hear it. Let me know if y'all want me to read this. I'll just restart it or whatever. Pretty interesting though. Forced vaccinations, viruses. Pretty much 30 years to the day this guy wrote it. All right. Interesting. All right, later, guys.